obviously you've been in entertainment for a very long time, right?
Right.
Was clout chasing as bad back then as it is now? With everyone having their own platform?
Right. This is what I think. I think what we see is everything has been this way. It's just that social media has brought it out, but it's now a disease and it's destroying people. Like there's some people who you knew they were everywhere because they was hungry for success.
Yeah.
Maybe one or two people.
Yeah.
Now everybody was trying to get it.
Yeah.
Even when women are taking their pictures by themselves and they post it, you're looking for clout chasing. You're looking for someone to acknowledge you, to say that you're beautiful, to say that you're cute. And then if that person goes in your DM, all of a sudden he's thirsty or he's confusing, but you were bait. You lured that person in to do is like setting a guy up for crime. You know, you put some money there, walk away, but if he takes it, you're going to lock him up.
Yeah. I love asking OGs this question. You lived in a world, in your adult life, by the way, where there was no social media.
Absolutely.
At all.
I see
Not
it
even
all
cell
change.
phones.
Yep, so true.
Do you think social media has destroyed society?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Done. I mean, think about it. Let's start with the kids. Depression went up over 1,000% since 2006.
Yeah.
This is a study out.
Yeah, you're right.
Depression. You got kids, they can't even do stuff around the house because they're like, I'm depressed. And you go, what the fuck you depressed about? Hey, like, you ain't at war. You got a house over your head and you're eating good. You got everything. But they will say that they're depressed.
Yeah.
And I tell people, and I had this on my program on my Instagram not too long ago, I think most people are programmed to think they're depressed.
I agree with you. I agree. It's not real. I mean, we go a step further. We say it's not real.
Yeah.
But
I
over
think,
nothing.
Yeah. I think people say it and you hear people say depression is real, but I truly believe that if your ass got up and worked out every day, if you stay constantly busy every day, that you would not have time to think about depression. But if you've been watching TV the majority of your life, if you're watching this phone.
Jerking off.
Yeah, you're
day.
watching this phone and you start seeing depressed, you are programmed, you was influenced to think that way. Because some people are like, I'm at this fucking job and I'm depressed.
Yep.
No, young lady, you was programmed to think that you was depressed.
Yep.
And people don't need to understand that. And let me use an example. In my era, nobody really talked about depressed.
Yeah. Remember when they used to call it a shrink? I mean, I you know, at least when I was growing up, like if you went to a shrink, they'd make fun of you.
Yes.
You know, I don't know if that
yeah, but I mean, think about it. In my era, I swear to God, you never heard that shit. You never heard motherfucking nigga, goddamn, I ain't going to work.
I got therapy.
I'm depressed, bro. I never heard of that in my life until the last 20, 25 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Motherfuckers is depressed. This is a new thing to me.
Epidemic.
What is... And man, sometimes I wish I could go back to the 90s and live in the 90s as an adult and kind of see what life was like. What is the biggest contrast difference between back then being an adult, right, and like going through life versus today? Back then, you want to talk to somebody, you had to call us. You had beeper or go on a pay phone, right? Versus now, you're just using a phone and text messaging or whatever.
We knew how to talk to people. Now you guys talk everything through text. And I always tell people if they ask me for something, you got to call me like a man or a woman, because I call it passive aggressive. You ask me for something,
gotcha.
You don't want to hear the answer, so you playing it safe. But you got to hear my voice.
Okay.
You got to talk to me. We gonna talk. Like you ain't gonna just text me what you want and ain't gonna hear my voice. And that's what social media is. I was in Detroit. I
remember with us, like you wanted to jump on the phone and talk to us.
I remember that.
I remember that.
Right.
Yeah, you didn't want to go back and forth on text. Like, hey, can we just set up a call? And I was like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, remember that, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
I ain't doing all this fucking texting.
Yeah.
So I saw I was in the green room, like in your guys' room, in Detroit, and they were talking about creating a class to get children to learn how to communicate with each other.
Wow.
Exactly.
Crazy world, man.
I couldn't believe, when I saw that, I couldn't believe what I was watching.
Only getting worse, too.
It's only getting worse.
AI.
Even my daughter, who's beautiful, she'll say, Dad, men don't come up and talk. Because I raised my kids a certain way.
Yeah.
Men don't approach women no more.
Yeah. It's actually not as common as people
think.
think.
You go to parties, men don't even ask women to dance.
Yeah.
You see a fine woman over there, they stare and they hope that the girl come to them.
Yeah.
Back in my day, you saw a girl, hey, can I buy you a drink? Can I have this stand? And the girl was like, girl, bye.
Yeah.
You know, you take her by the hand, back.
Yeah.
You know, you're doing all that stuff. A guy, you see your homie, like, yo, you know, boy walk over with a bad chick.
Yeah.
That's how it was back in the day.
Yeah.
And we didn't have to worry about somebody gonna kill you.
Yeah.
We knew everybody was gonna have a good time. Call me when you get home. It was in that, you know, it was beautiful. It's just changed, man.
Do you notice like a big difference when you talk to someone that was born in maybe, let's say, the year 2000 versus talking to someone that was born in the year 1980?
Now, when you explain the difference, what do you mean?
Like, for example, someone that was born in like 2000, and I've noticed this with talking with like younger people, because I was like the last generation, right? Like, I was born in 90, right? So like I didn't get social media and stuff like that till I was already an adult. So thank God I grew up without that bullshit.
Yes.
So I was able to still understand that it's important to have the spoken word and talk to people.
Right.
But when I talk to people born in 2000, like these 20-year-olds, etc., or people born after that, I'm like, wow, like you have a real issue with being able to communicate effectively and be able to convey yourself in a way that I'm able to understand you. Like they just can't. I don't know what it is.
They argue more, and they see some people when they yell and argue, they think that they're right.
Yeah.
But that doesn't always work.
Yeah.
And the goal of delivering the message is to make sure that you take the time to make sure that the person who's listening truly understands what you're saying so you can truly comprehend.
Yeah.
And if you can't deliver what you're trying to say to me, there's no way I'm going to understand what you're talking about.
Fair enough.
So you stay away. That's why when I do meet women, instantly, I ask them their age. I know who to stay away from and who not to. 20 and 23-year-olds don't have their life together. They're searching. 30-something years old, they're almost getting their life together, but they still out here still trying to do their thing. 40-year-old women, depending on what their journeys were, is still trying. They probably had baby daddy drama, still trying to get their life together, got their lives together because they did make mistakes having babies, and they're still trying to get it, but they still have the early 30s in them. But then there's a gift and a curse, because if a girl don't take care of herself and she looks old as she gets 50, you don't really want to rock her because you made money, you're successful. You want a woman that took care of herself, but most women won't take care of themselves. Yeah. So then you go a little younger because this girl looks attractive. Man, she fine. I want to be with someone that excites me. So it's all confusion out here. You have no idea which way to go. So it's hit and miss, hit and miss. And I just wish you guys the best.